Let me sum up.
The home of Texas country. Texas homegrown radio.
Well, howdy, y'all. This is Presley Hale, and you are listening to The Morning Ride.
Hey y'all, it's Tori Martin, and you're listening to The Morning Ride with the one and the only Jody Lee.
Hey, I'm Hudson Westbrook, and you're on The Morning Ride with the one and only Jody Lee on TexasHomegrownRadio.com.
Yeah, baby, and like I said, if you're not up, you're down, and if you're down, I'm right here to pick you up.
Hey, buckaroos, this is George Dukas, and you are listening to The Morning Ride.
It's the morning ride. Live from the Rockstar Ranch at Texas Homegrown Studios, it's the morning ride. Nope, this is the first I've heard of it.
Come on, what?
Hey, everybody, this is Ray Wiley Hubbard, and you're on The Morning Ride with the one and only Jody Lee.
I know that, dude.
It's a household name.
Welcome into the morning ride right here
Stuff
on
we don't say on the radio.
Yeah. It is the morning ride on Texas Homegrown Radio.
Live from Texas Homegrown Studio.
And the Rockstar Ranch. We got
Ranch.
special guest James Hollingsworth is in studio with us.
That's me.
Hey, let's reverb, okay? Okay.
Oops. Sorry.
I'll handle the reverb over here, my friend. Good to have you in. Hey, you might pull that to you. Sorry, I pulled it out of the way there.
Manual delay.
Yeah. Get it where you're comfortable. Everybody's different, so it depends on how loud you are.
Talking to it this way, not this way though.
We got to talking too much before we started. And I wasn't paying attention. We've been laughing pretty hard, and then I thought, oh yeah, we're supposed to be doing this on the radio.
Some stuff you can't say on the radio.
I don't care. I will say publicly that I hate Gavin Adcock.
Oh no, it was the other stuff we said.
I've had multiple dreams of where I beat up Gavin Adcock, and I'm not a violent man, but I could be. I mean, if I was provoked, I guess.
If I was in
and in my dreams, that's what happened. He kept poking the bear, you know, just poking the bear.
He told me my chili wasn't no good. It wasn't even real Texas chili.
Oh,
I had to get him.
Did it have beans in it?
No.
Well, then it was chili. If it's got beans in it, it's stew. Yeah. I will always believe chili should not have beans, thanks to Tommy Alverson.
I never really knew the difference until I started cooking on my own.
No beans.
And there's really a fine line between gumbo, stew, and chili.
Yeah.
No
and it really,
beans.
it
chili
just really depends on what you put in it.
Brew.
Yeah. Jebnut has a story about me and Tommy Alverson and that song.
Yeah, we went down to San Marcos. We're playing the
Ice House.
Yeah, what was it? River City Ice House.
Yeah.
Down there on the river. Yeah, and he's sleeping on the way back. You know, I'm like driving. Man, whenever I got that CD from Tommy gave me the CD. It spun in my ride for like 6 months straight. I did not stop listening to it. It was just on. It just kept
on repeat,
and then it would repeat.
And there's so long you can't even get it out anymore.
Yeah,
it was great CD, man. Me on me on the jukebox. I think put me on the jukebox. I can't remember the name of the. Anyways, this dude sleeping, and every time that song would roll back around in the CD, he'd wake up, no beans, no beans, and then he'd go back to sleep.
Because that's my favorite part, even in my sleep.
But he would wake up and he'd be just like this. He'd be like wide awake for a minute. He'd be singing that chorus and no beans, and then he just.
What's that deal? He said you got to stand for something or you'll fall for it. That's the one you pick.
That's what Aaron Tippin says. When I was little, I'd sing like Aaron Tippin like that and hold my nose.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Now Jeb does it with Willie. I saw Jennings stole it from you and tried to do it. He's doing that now.
He stole it from his uncle.
Yeah. He's doing that now, but it was terrible. I don't understand that one.
I tried doing those back in the day, but I just it makes me look stupid.
Oh yeah, we're supposed to be talking about him. What are we doing?
Oh, that's why
that's the way our show happens.
I knew I was trying to get here.
Our show starts out like on the super information highway, and then we somehow take an off ramp. You'll see.
And then we're in the swamp. Get stuck.
Glad to have James. I got confused, and I thought Calamity Janes were coming today.
Yeah, that's what I
because
got
I thought Jeremy was saying the Janes instead of James. Because we were talking about Calamity Janes and you both coming in, and so I got confused of which one was. So I got it switched around. My fault. I'll take
what
it.
a calamity!
Yeah, what a
of the Jameses.
Yeah. Y'all could do a thing together and call it Calamity James.
Yeah, they came and played in West with me one time, and I was thinking about that too. But I got that phone call this morning, and I had I see these nice jeans I got. I've only got one pair of these, right? I only wear them for one reason, and that's to go somewhere nice. And so I got one leg in there. My shirt looks like a tent, you know. And Jeremy calls, he goes, "Hey, we had a mix-up," and I go, "You better make it quick, because I got one leg in, and I can go back to bed. I done took off all morning." So, man.
Well, we're glad you're here. However, you even had to stop and talk to the fine folks on Meridian.
They said, "Man, I just got to catch up to you. I got to let you know something. I hate you." And that's what he was telling me.
They want an autograph.
We thought you were Gavin Adcock. Only he's allowed to tear up tables and fall down drunk.
Yeah. God forbid he run through a construction zone 10 miles over.
They'd probably go, "Oh, that was wonderful. That was, you know what? Your shirt is unbuttoned just to the right level. That was so good. That was just."
Sir, is that your nipple? I can see there. I like that about you.
Tell me again how wonderful you are. I love that.
Man, I think you would have changed his name.
Yeah.
Man, it still just makes me giggle though.
I'm gonna do a tribute band called Gavin Badcock. That's what I'm gonna do.
Oh man,
that's hilarious.
I can't stand that guy. Anyway, now back to your music. Now back to regular programming. I can't help it. I have dreams about hitting that dude. It just, like that. It just that was exactly the sound effect I heard.
Man, the first time I ever saw footage of him was when he got hit with that beer. And he just got mad as all get out.
Yeah, but he didn't do shit.
I know.
No.
Well, I was upset.
Nothing.
I was like, who the hell? I mean, if it had been me.
I threw it perfect.
Oh,
I did.
Yeah, but you should see the fear in his eyes.
I should take that video and then edit it where it shows in the crowd and it's me going like slow motion and then it hits him.
You're like Jody Lee, Texas
State.
State.
Yeah, but you can see the fear in his eyes, like he's trying to act all tough, but it hit him and he's like,
"It's gonna show me the crowd.
I'll whoop your ass."
It's gonna show me,
and then he didn't, and then he just.
It's gonna show me.
Jumped off that
it's
freaking
gonna
stage.
show me in a James Hollingsworth T-shirt, and I'm gonna throw the beer, and then it's gonna show it hit him, and then he's gonna, I'm gonna come down whipping, and I'm like, "No, you ain't," and then it's gonna go back to.
Well, at first,
won't you go back over there and practice falling down?
At first, I didn't know who he was because I'm not typically on it, for keeping up with stuff. And when I saw that, I was going, "Man, what in the hell?" But then my brother, who's more in tune with it, he shows me all of it. I go, "Well, if you're tossing stuff off the stage, I could see it. It's coming."
I love it.
If I go to one of his concerts, I'm gonna throw a full one, unopened, peg him right in the forehead.
Hey, good morning, Jose. He says, "Good morning, y'all." And there's Jeremy Powell logged in. Look at there.
Oh man.
He told me to lay off the Baileys in the coffee. This is straight black coffee.
Jeremy.
There is a little pecan.
How did you know that?
There's a little pecan in there.
How'd you know that?
They're on it.
Well, let's talk about your music. We were talking before we got on and stuff about how you getting started and all that, and of course we all kind of, I think, start for the ladies.
Oh
you know, back when we were young. You know what I mean?
Back then, I was trying to impress people.
Chicks dig it.
Because at the time, I was just playing jazz music in a 3-piece suit and traveling all over the world doing that.
Are you serious?
No joke. and I realized when I got home, and
did you have jazz hands?
Yeah, I did.
Cool.
I realized when I got home, I didn't I horrible at school, so they kicked me out. I had to go back to working manual labor like I'd done my whole life. Like my life's over. I'm basically just gonna go home and get married at some point and do whatever. But how do I pick up? How do I pick up ladies? Right? I can't exactly whip out like a Yamaha Cannonball or something and start playing. What's that song? Whispering.
Whispering Eye.
No, it's just, like a jazz tune. I couldn't do that. So I remember right before I got out of school, I went and picked this up from Texas Tour Gear. They steered me towards probably the most expensive thing they had in the store.
But I was telling you, that's a sweet guitar, though.
I know. I haven't put it down. And when I see those guys, I tell them how much that one little purchase might not have seemed like a lot then, but it's meant the world since then. So
that's awesome, man.
Yeah.
I haven't looked back since. Man, you've been playing some big shows, too. I was looking at your website. He's got a great website you need to go check out. James Hollingsworth Music.com. Awesome. Yeah, it's a great website. And it's got all your links and everything on there.
It's like
all your social media.
Your local Denny's right over here.
But got some great shows coming up. Gonna be up there in Oklahoma. I know we got some listeners in Oklahoma too, up in Durant.
We're going to the Choctaw Casino there.
Yeah, I've been there. They actually had the Texas Regional Radio Music Awards there one year.
Did they?
Which was kind of weird having the Texas Music Awards in Oklahoma, but
that is strange.
But it was also cool to be in a casino. Well, there's footage of me getting tackled by Daryl Dodd in the casino somewhere.
What'd you do to make him?
It was nothing. He saw me. He was surprised that I was in there, and he come running through the slot machines, and he might have
happens a lot more.
He might have been intoxicated, and he jumped on top of me, and then I fell down into a slot machine, and it caused the whole thing.
Huh.
Yeah.
It happens to Jody more than you expect. People are just like, "Oh my God, it's Jody!"
I pay them.
Tackle
They're actors. They're paid actors.
These are paid professionals.
Yeah, but great website and all your places that you're playing. You got a bunch of fairs and festivals coming up. That's awesome, dude.
Yeah, that was a quick turnaround too, because it really didn't play too much fairs coming into last year. So I'm really surprised.
This year's going to be a lot.
Looks like you're doing great though.
It's starting in May, I think. It's about to be like games all over the United States.
I hope so.
It's going to be.
I hope so.
Be like
I'm tired of playing in the cold though. I want to go. I want to do some warm weather shows.
Yeah, we say that.
Like we sitting there, yeah. But we froze in some shows last year.
I tell you what,
outside shows. Don't you agree?
Oh yeah,
I'd rather sweat than freeze.
We did a favor for a friend of ours who played this one show for it. It was raining on us. Yeah. Like we had this. It was like freezing rain, and we had this thing over us, and it's like leaking through the.
We had to put our equipment up in chairs, like the monitor and stuff, in chairs in front of it because it was flooding under us.
Oh yeah,
like it was.
But we played it. We said, all right. We said we were gonna do it.
Yeah, we're not doing these anymore. No more favors. No.
One of the first full band gigs I ever put together, and it was like our big break. We got a phone call from like a tiny little Hawaiian bar.
Yeah,
and they said we just set up the outside. You go out there, there's no grass. Like the fence is brand new. You know, they getting all the sewer and stuff, trying to figure that stuff out. And they're like, we just built the stage, and you're gonna be the first people to play on it. You're honored. And I get there, and it's just all it is just pallets. And then it starts raining, and it's October, like beginning of warm October, right? And then it jumps straight down to 20 degrees as soon as the sun goes down.
Come on!
And none of the people in the bar stayed. They all just went inside.
Of course not. Yeah.
And they came out. I was like, "Y'all not coming outside?" They said, "Just turn your stuff up. We can hear you perfectly fine."
Yeah, that happens to artists more than you would believe.
Yeah, we've been through it a few times.
Yeah. You get there, yeah. They tell you it's one thing, and then you get there, and you're like, "This is where we're playing." Yeah. Like this.
Well, people don't talk about it. You'll cut your fingers regardless.
Oh yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Even if you've got like really good calluses on your fingers, if you play enough, you're breaking that limit. You'll still cut them. There's nothing like cutting in 20-degree weather.
Mine are dead now. My fingers are dead.
I can't hurt mine.
Mine are dead.
I've tried feeling in them things.
Jeb told him a secret. Was it yesterday?
I used to burn my fingers when I was a kid. This teacher, this guitar teacher taught me this. Like, I mean, the light bulbs don't get hot now like they did when we were kids. Nowadays they're like energy saving. They stay cool, and it's like a.
They still get kind of hot.
But the old ones, you remember the
old ones will burn you.
And so like she's like, get your mom and dad's lamp and just go over there and just touch your fingertips to it, and then just till you start to feel it, and then take it off of there.
Great advice for a kid.
Yeah, it sounds like my dad. It's like
it worked.
Yeah, just go touch it.
Take that,
No, it worked though.
Take that
I
cigarette
did it.
lighter in the car, and
I would
when
do it on
pops
and
out
off.
hot. You just stick it on there.
I did it on and off for like one night, and then all of a sudden, like I had the beginnings of some calluses. It's a lot easier to get through some of the stuff I was trying to play. You know,
What got me was like because I demo concrete for a living, so the lime from the actual stuff.
Yeah.
That's what makes my hands hard.
Yeah.
And it gets in my hair and everything. I got to put lady lotion in my hair.
lady lotion.
He's hard all over.
I got it. My wife hates it because when I run out, I'm starting to go for her
I need
stuff.
some of your lady lotions.
Can I get some of that?
They
lady
should.
lotion?
Man, can you imagine if it was on the shelf and that was the name of it? It's like-
Used all the Jergens.
you know, it'd be like you know those generic paper towels and they're black and white and just says paper towels. And you just get there as a big white bottle and it just says lady lotion.
Dang.
It puts the lotions on.
Or it gets the hose again. That was funny.
Plum crazy purple. Hey, you want to do a tune for us? Let's show people what you got, man.
let's
And
see what
get
we
them
got
hooked
here.
off the bat, I would say.
Let's see what we got going on. I know what I'm gonna play. Since we were talking about running in with a law, I'm gonna turn my guitar up just a little bit. How much y'all want this up? All the way or halfway?
I can control it over here.
Okay,
too,
I'll do
so.
half staff then. This is called McLennan County Blues.
All right.
I figured I was rude when I didn't say nothing. Well, I finally see these pills that are keeping me awake, as I try to calm these hands of this subtle shake. And oh no, there's only so much a man can take. Won't you answer me for old time's sake? See, Daddy, he been here gone 50 years now, and his time was spent between my mama and his plow. And a bank man is telling him it's time they moved out. See, cotton won't pay the bills, and this world is all about. But we'll keeping on. We're keeping on. As I say, over, around, under, or through it. If it don't move now, we'll lose it. I'm out here in the dead of night, just creeping around. And I'm looking for what I need, and I know it can be found. Another man gets in the way, now he's heavily bound. Gun smoke and a cigarette talk, a sheriff in the ground. 'Cause we'll keeping on. We're keeping on. As I say, over, around, under, through it. And if it don't move now, we'll lose it. I know an evil way that'll stain my hands, and it brings tears to my mama's eyes 'cause she loses little man. You see, Daddy spent his life bringing life to the land, and I just might keep it here by cooking contraband. 'Cause we'll keeping on. We're keeping on. As I say, over, around, under, through it. And if it don't move now, we'll lose it. Oh, yes, sir. Keeping on. We're keeping on. As I say, over, around, under, through it. And if it don't move now, we'll lose it.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Nice.
Sorry, that was a bit loud.
No, that was awesome. That's what.
I was trying not to crack my voice the whole time. There it
Wow,
was.
man, sounded great, brother.
Oh, I'm over here doing camera work. No one saw that because I don't have it on.
He
This
didn't drop nothing.
I don't have it on this camera. There we go. I like to move things around.
That's what they make fidget spinners for, you know.
Yeah.
Midget spinners.
I need.
What the heck?
I just need a staff.
Sean
I need
Chibo.
I need a Jamie.
Hey,
That's
Jamie.
what we had. Jamie, pull that up for me, would you? Do you think Rogan really has a Jamie?
Yes.
Like I've never seen Jamie.
Apparently, there's like a whole bunch of story about how they met. I never
think
thought about it like that.
I think it's AI.
Jamie.
He's got his own AI instead of Siri. He got Elon to make him a
robot.
Jamie.
He's got a robot.
Yeah, it's a robot. Elon made him a robot named Jamie.
It would be funnier if he had like 3 or 4 Jamies and just calls on him.
I don't even use the internet. Elon made me a new internet.
See, for the longest time, I thought his name was Elon Musk.
Elon.
Elon Musk. It's good to finally figure out it's Elon.
Y'all ever been out to that SpaceX they got in McGregor?
Nope.
No.
That is like redneck heaven.
Really?
Yes. It looks like super scientific, which it is, I guess. In certain sectors, it's got like the super smart people, but for the
Yeah.
contractors, it is anything goes.
Awesome.
Yeah, it is awesome out there.
You think they're like, so what are we going to blow up today, guys?
Yeah. Well, I wouldn't say it's as reckless as that.
I mean, if you think about
What do
it.
you got to do to be a contractor?
If you think about it, if you're wanting to launch any kind of projectile into the air, a redneck is a good person to talk to.
Well, so
Yes.
I'm not saying that it's dangerous out there. What I'm saying is that if I go down to Joe Smo in Waco, like for instance, just the other day, I ran into a contractor that told me, "Hey, the whole plan changed while you were standing here doing what we asked you to do, and we don't want you to do that anymore." And I said, "Well, you're too late, right?" And you get into this huge argument about safety and this, that, and the other, right? But you go to SpaceX, it's like Daddy Elon's up there, and he goes, "We have a goal, and as long as nobody gets hurt, we make sure it's all right. Creative thoughts only." And then so
Awesome.
everyone's like, "How are we going to play pocket pool with getting this done?" And
Yeah.
that's what I enjoy. I enjoy that because you go out there, it's not a no area. It's creative. As long as nobody gets hurt, we're going to figure out a way to get to the end of it.
Awesome.
That's cool.
So I really appreciate that.
That would be fun.
That's awesome.
Jeb would be good at that. Jeb loves to blow things up and set things on fire,
Yeah, pretty much.
shoot things off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Make homemade grenades.
Yeah.
My name is not James Hollingsworth.
It is Gavin Adcock.
I had that on a sign one time for when we show up to shows. It says, "If you get caught, your name is like so and so, and you play for the Ransom Brothers."
I used to tell people I was Corey Morrow when I was skinnier. Got away with it too if it weren't for them snooping kids and that dog.
This kid's by me sure.
Good morning, Thomas Wright.
Y'all
He's
ain't
tuned
right.
in watching you this morning. Thomas, you have to get this guy up there to come play your show in Wichita Falls. He's got a cool going up there.
I got a lot of kinfolk in
Yeah.
Wichita Falls.
There you go, Thomas. Book him.
Yeah.
Get him booked.
Get it booked.
Get him.
Get
Talk
into
to
it.
Mac Henry's up there.
Man, I dig that song you just sang.
That was awesome, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's coming out. I think end of April, so it's done and ready.
Well, you better come back in and debut it with us.
Yeah, that needs to happen.
Yeah, we want to play it first. Can we play it first?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll give it right to you.
Nice.
Sweet.
Because I mean,
It's on the internet. You got to do it now.
I went.
because everything on the internet's real.
Yep, that was a handshake.
Yep.
That was a handshake.
as good as all I can say. But when they send me down to Nashville, I've been twice now, and you go down there, you spend 15 hours knocking one song after another. Just one bam bam, and then now I'm sitting here as they're finishing it all up, like all the mixing and stuff, and they're just like, "Hey, you have a song coming out in a week." It's like, okay, and then next week it's like, "We got a song coming out next week too," and they just keep dropping.
Wow.
And it's
I think things have changed. You know, it used to be you put one out and then you let it run its course, and then you put another one out and you let it run its course. But now I think you can feel the tides have changed. I think FM's kind of going by the wayside a little bit. You know, online stuff, podcasts, you know, all the streaming, Spotify and Pandora and all that. It's changed how
I tried to listen to
because now you have to have content constantly.
Yeah.
I tried to listen to FM radio the other day. I couldn't understand a word.
Yeah, it's getting
It's all in
tough.
Spanish.
oh, you were
Yeah,
on channel.
most of the channels are now.
Well, I've
And the ones that aren't are just like agriports, and they try to sponsor everything. Today's weather brought to you by, and then it's like, and today's temperature brought to you by First State Bank, and
Now for the farm report.
this bathroom break brought to you by AA Porta Potties.
a
You know,
number
it's
one
like,
and a
what?
number two business.
They sponsor everything, and I'm like, it's worse than NASCAR.
Well, the way that I've seen them doing it is that they basically pick and choose what they want to stand behind. So like Fixin' To it gets people's attention, and the rest of them that I have are good songs, but not necessarily like sledgehammer to the face songs, right?
Right.
And they're more content and character songs. So what they'll do is they'll pick something to run behind, and then throw the rest of them kind of out there, and they'll just say they're there, but they won't try to branch it out, because another thing too as a listener is what people really like now is they like to dig.
Yeah, they like to go find it now.
And if they find that and they feel like they'll find a connection to it.
That's what you just told me the other day, and I was like, nah,
that's not real.
Jeb just told me that whole thing, basically. I hate telling you you're right. I can see his headphones getting tight right now.
Happens all the time. All the time.
Good morning, Holly. She said she's late tuning in, but she's here now. So you want to do another tune?
Yeah.
Let's do another one.
Let's see what
we got it rolling now. Come on.
Let me see here.
I should make a sign here that says no Gavin Adcock covers. I just thought of that. Yeah.
You really hate that guy.
I really do.
Let me think.
Or we could get a sign outside with his face on it, and people could throw beers at it when they come. It'd be just like going to a show.
Oh, you could do like the you could do what's a bank board? Gotta use a bank board.
Oh, you know what we should do? You know those little urinal things that you pee on in the bathroom?
Oh, get the cakes made? It's a cake.
Yeah, the cakes.
The urinal cake?
Yeah, we'll get people like Luke Bryan, Gavin Adcock,
all
the ones we don't like, and we'll put those in all the urinals around in all the bars.
Luther.
People will never miss a drop. They will never. The bathrooms will be cleaner than they've ever been before.
No splash.
I just came up with that invention. That's a great invention. Someone's going to do it now.
Well, that's a misnomer, that being called a cake. I think it's misleading, and I want to talk to whoever coined that term.
Well, they think they're.
It doesn't taste like cake.
It's like,
We'll call them. They think they're beefcakes.
No, hey, you ever notice that these whippersnappers run around with their electronic cigarettes nowadays? They blow this berry mixture smoke crap out, and it smells like the urinal cake when you're taking a leak. Like it straight up smells like a public bathroom.
Or you think there's a bakery nearby?
I thought.
I don't know. Not to me. To me, all I smell is a stadium bathroom.
We should make a vape. We should make a vape that's like black, right? And then when you suck on it, it lights up, and we'll call it the Darth Vapor.
Can you say vapor one more time?
The Darth Vapor.
And it lights up. It'd be like every time you puff it, it goes.
Be like, I'm your father. Nuh-uh. Like, what do you mean, nuh-uh?
Yeah. I know that's about baby smells like strawberries and cream.
My favorite is the French cinnamon custard. Or someone's like, that's custard right there. Like, what's the difference between custard and anything?
I stay away from custards.
Yeah. You got to stay away from the custards.
All right, let's do a tune. What you got for us?
This one's going to come out here shortly, too. It's called Dreaming Again. Thank God for the memories, 'cause the memories made me, and I'll forever be always in need of your tender touch. Lord knows I got it rough. Leave it to my enemies to say right through me as I leave the pleasantries, for the good folk to see that I'm decent enough. But I'll know they'll call my bluff. Will I find the line in time before I've crossed it? Can it be broke again before I thought it? And if you heard I was down and out, would you come around to find out how I've been? Or am I dreaming again? Oh,
for the memories, 'cause the memories make me, and I'll forever be always in need.
Man, those are great lyrics.
Golly, that's great right there. That's James Hollingsworth live on the morning ride. Randy Houston was like, "Whoa, who's singing?"
Great voice.
James Hollingsworth. Go
And
look him
I
up.
wrote that song
Great
and
voice,
opened an investigation in from my wife. She's like, "Who is she? Who is it?" I wrote that song about my grandfather passing away.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and that's what the first line is. Thank God for the memories.
Isn't it funny how songs start? You know, and everybody thinks that every song you write is exactly like what happened, or you know. And usually, sometimes it could just be a piece of it, or that was your idea.
Man, those are some powerful lyrics, though, man. That
Misty says that to me all the time. I think she thinks every word I write is like truth, exactly.
Yeah.
But sometimes you can't do it. Like sometimes you got to get creative and go around. And
Well,
do
what
things.
started this was, y'all remember Oliver Anthony, right?
Oh yeah.
So it was Caleb Dillard and I don't remember the other cat.
He records in the woods.
Yeah.
no electricity.
Yeah.
Caleb Dillard
So rare.
and Joey Davis played that. Those are the guys that played with him. So you had the real tall blonde guy with no shoes on playing the bass, and you
Yeah.
had the real short guy that made this face. And both of those guys flew to Dallas, and I went and picked them up, and they played with me at Tokyo right after Oliver went big, or Christopher. So I'm meeting with these guys in the middle of the night. Like a week prior, my grandfather's in the hospital. He's passed away. And I was walking out of the hospital. Didn't talk to nobody. He didn't talk to anybody, right? But you're looking at the only good man that I had seen in a long time. And I thought that was like, thank God for the memories.
Yeah.
Because the memories made me find a positive side to it all. And then I run into them, and they're telling me everything about what's going on. And it sounded like people can look. When the whole Oliver thing happened, it happened so fast. He was trying to be careful not to screw something up.
Yeah.
Right. And they
all eyes
made
were on
mistakes.
him. You know. Yeah.
So I was thinking about, my wife's heard a woman. I heard the, like, if you think of like the music journey for anybody being that affair.
Right.
So this is really me talking to the woman. That's the music, right? The actual woman that you're chasing that doesn't even exist. So
The
when she
music
got
mistress.
it, I got in so much trouble. She was like, "Who is it?" And I said, "No, it's all
the music.
philosophical, baby."
Oh,
She's like,
sure it is.
"Full baloney."
Mhm. Yeah, bet it is. Bet it's.
Yep, that's wives do that.
Yeah. But that stemmed from them, and I
That's
played
awesome.
it for them. I think I recorded it, dropped them off that night, had a beer with them or two, dropped them off the hotel, went to go get them back in the morning, and by the time I got back to them in the morning, I'd already finished the song exactly the way it is then.
Wow,
that's cool.
That's awesome. That's what I love to hear.
That's
you fit
great-
right
that's
in
a
with
great
us. Like
song,
I'm
brother.
glad you came by because he just fits right in, doesn't he? Like,
yeah. And that was a great song.
Both
brother.
songs you've done have been amazing.
For sure.
Yeah, I fit in like dust on the floor.
When did you realize you had a talent for writing? You were telling me you used to play a lot of covers when you first started, and then
The only time I ever, because
when people started trying to steal your songs, you were like, "Huh, maybe I'm all right at this."
I got offered a $100 bill for one song I wrote a long time ago.
You glad you hung on to it?
Yeah. Well, I was always good at writing funny songs, like
Yeah.
real like honky tonk stompers. That the only way it's funny is everybody knows that you were like you were in there so frequently that you know.
Yeah, right.
So I was good at that. And then the first time I ever tried to write something serious is when we had my kids dedicated. So I actually wrote 2 Christian songs, one for each kid.
That's awesome.
And that's where that started. And then after that, I just started trying to figure out what it is I'm doing. Then I auditioned for The Voice, and I made it 3 rounds in and got kicked out.
Oh,
So
man.
I got to see how far I could go without having to pay them for 5 years.
Yeah, no kidding.
And I run into people now.
They say winning that thing is like worst thing you can do.
Just being
any
on
of them, any of those.
Really?
Yeah, if you're on it at all.
Wow.
Yeah, because Sundance told us some stories about winning that thing.
He said that what's his name was really cool though.
Oh yeah, that was whenever
he got to tour with what's his name? Crap.
The judge, Blake Shelton.
Blake Shelton. He said Blake was awesome, but he said that it really didn't do anything good for his career. Really, he's like, well,
Get you more fans on social media. That's about it.
Now I run into those
Till the
people
next
all
season.
Because the truth is, it's like they don't consider that television to be your fans.
Right.
So then where
It's
people
their-
get
it's their
hung
fans.
up, it's their fans, and where people get hung up is like if I did that and I went to Billy Bob's and said, "Look, I'm on television. You got to have me play." They go, "Okay, show us data for the last year of how many people have been showing up to your shows." And you're like, none. And that's a huge problem.
Yeah.
Is that data. And that was my biggest problem.
Because they get so much of you on the TV that they're like, okay, who's next?
My biggest problem was the venues I'm playing at. Like, you walk in and there's no internet. You know, there's
they can't even look it up.
No refrigerators, right? There's no refrigerators. It's all in coolers.
Yeah.
And you walk in and you go, how many people can you hold? They go 600. It's like, okay, we're gonna pack it out tonight. We're gonna hold the door. We're gonna do tickets, and then we're gonna have someone do tallies, and people are gonna get wristbands. And they go, no. You're like, well, we got to get data. It's like, yeah, but then they'll think that we're uppity, so we're not gonna do that. So we just end up just doing the door and getting out of it. But collecting data in some of these old stompers is
that's hard.
Yeah. So
Gotta have a clicker.
Yeah, have a clicker.
I've seen that happen. I was working at a venue doing a radio show when I was doing Jody Lee's Pickin' Party, and I can't remember what artist. It was a pretty big artist we had, and they had a clicker but didn't tell anybody they had a clicker, right? And the manager at the time was skimming. And and we packed it out that night. Like, no, there was people waiting to get in. And then they told him he only made so much money. And he was like, no. I had a guy sitting at the door with the door person clicking every person that came in. And so they ended up having to pay him. I'm like, that is genius.
Oh, yeah.
It's
you gotta be
That's
like
experience right there, you know?
Yep.
I've seen it all.
I've been playing
Back in my day.
rough. I've been playing rough stuff like that for not in the last couple of years, but in the beginning. I had to learn that pretty quick because I played a big venue one time. Like, I had an inn, and I'm opening up for some people. And I remember the owner was like super nice and all that. And then he comes up, and at the end of the night, there's like maybe 600 or 700 people there, right? What he didn't tell me, he come up and he goes, "Hey, we were gonna pay y'all, but we only sold like 10 people's worth of tickets." It's like, how'd you do that? Like, they had to go through the front. And he goes, "No, I think, man, I accidentally left the gate open on the side of the place, so people have just been coming in." And he goes, "But we did really good in beer sales, though." I was like,
well, that's good. Yeah.
Well, good for you.
Yeah. Where was that at, in San Saba?
I can't tell you.
We've been there.
Bar owners, man. Bar owners are tough breed to deal with. Mainly because they don't hardly make anything.
Yeah, I understand. That's why I really don't throw a fit.
But you know, on a night where they do make something, they need to share it damn well. The good thing is, one thing that we've learned over the years of being on the road is, you know, find a place that's got a huge turnover. You know, find a place like that's a tourist trap. You know, that has a turnover of 400 to 500 people in 4 hours. That's the places. That's the place where you gotta get the door. You know, and it took us a while to figure that out.
Not always the best listeners though. Like, sometimes it's good the ones that. I mean, I don't know. I think the problem is a lot of times is people think we're having fun and they don't see it as a business.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They think you're just doing it for fun, and you're just up there just as a hobby.
I think it's where you got to hire.
But
like,
it's a business.
What's that redneck?
Could have
dad?
people. I'm going to hire.
He wears the Newport shirt, puts the pillow in his deal, and he's like, "Come here!" I'm like, you got a speaking ticket, son. You got to hire someone like that to just stand around and go, "These guys are legit."
If I would just hire Jeremy Powell. That's what I'm gonna do.
We should get him
then
out
they treat you right.
He's a good one. Well, I figured that same thing is that I had a phone call with somebody the other day where we were talking about all this stuff all wrapped up, and I said, if you really want the truth, I said you need to create your own situation to make money. I said if you continue to be told no, you create it yourself. Like, think about it. I told him, people will name drop Willie Nelson and Waylon all day long, but they'll never do the thing that they did. And what do? They did stuff like 4th of July picnic,
right?
Or creating events like that, where if they failed miserably, but they didn't. They had a good enough connection.
They took a lot of chances.
Yeah. So you do something like that, you step out, and the problem is that when you step out like that, anybody that told you no is going to hate you.
That's okay.
For a whole minute.
Good.
Haters make the world go round.
They only hate you until they figure out that, you know,
they could profit from it.
Right.
I had an old man. I was telling Misty this story. It popped in my head today. But one of my grandpa's old friends told me when I was young. He said, "You know what?" He said, "You just never follow the herd."
Yeah.
He goes, "If you're always following the herd, you're just gonna see a bunch of assholes." And I was like, "That is genius." Think about it. Doesn't matter if it's sheep or it's cows. If you're following the herd, all you're going to see is a bunch of assholes. Maybe that's why I always been so different.
But yeah, if you think
Old
about
farmers
it like
are
that,
the best.
I love that.
But you take control of the doors.
This situation
You take control
stinks.
of the marketing, and basically, all you're doing is leasing the venue from the actual owners.
Well, see, that's what Cody.
true.
That's what Cody Johnson did. So Cody, he got where he was selling a lot of concerts.
Yeah.
But to get to the next level, he did his own tours. So like Lone Star Arena here in Stephenville, he rented it. He put it on. So he hired a guy from Billy Bob's to be the production, guy of it. But he did it all his own, and like he hired the openers for each show. Like he had, I went and announced at it, and Coetzel was opening for Cody Johnson. It was like there were several bands, and then and then Cody, and it was sold out, the big arena. And he's like, boy, that worked out good. So about 6 months later, he's like, let's do that again. So he started doing that in different towns with arenas, and it was so big that it caught a lot of attention. And like, hey, this boy's making too much money on his own. we gotta sign him.
That's it. Like if you do it successfully enough, that you're gonna be irrefutable.
Yeah.
Like they can't tell you no, and that's where that outlaw thing comes in. Is where people that think that they have authority over you, like a Waco city inspector or something like that. They're like, you can't do that. And I go, no, yeah, we're not doing that. And he's like, he just told me no. What do we do? It's like, tell him he's not allowed to. You're not allowed to. No, go screw yourself. I'm
doing it anyway. Yeah. Billy Joe Shaver says I can.
Watch me.
You ever heard that? Or they question him in a court and they go, Billy, you told him where do you want it? He's like, no, I didn't. He goes, yeah, you did. And he said, at that same time, Dale Watson was having a #1 single.
Yeah.
Where do you want it?
Yeah, they tried They tried to use Dale's song as evidence.
Yeah.
He's like, I didn't even know what happened.
That guy wasn't even there.
Wasn't even there. But I don't know. But people are quick to recognize it. Sometimes I guess on one end it's for you. It's probably really good for your growth that it happened that way instead of someone giving it to you on the way up.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you gotta work for what.
You gotta earn it.
You gotta work for what you get. Otherwise, it don't mean nothing to you.
Because what you get by doing that, where someone says no, and like like earlier was like under, over, around, or through it. Like we're gonna make it. So if someone tells you no, even though it's against the norm, find another way. But how much you grow. And once you get to wherever you need to be in life, I'm sure that just that little bit right there where if someone tries to sell you, you're quick to figure it out.
That's what me and Jeb were just talking about yesterday. We're the same way as like if somebody tells us we can't do something, we're like, well, now we're going to do it.
I wasn't going to do it,
but now I got to do it.
Yeah. And they only have you to blame,
I had something.
I even have a sign that says it. They told me I couldn't. That's why I did.
That's something the other day. I can't remember who.
A lot of people try to get you to keep you from being an artist.
Yeah.
Well, I had something the other day. I couldn't remember who it was, but somebody was talking because Kojo he's with Warner, right?
Yeah.
So, like, I'm going to the same places that he's going, and I can't remember who in the world it was. It was some other musician. They were like, "How do we get that? Like, when you walk somewhere, people." And it's not like they go fangirl or something like that, but when people shake your hand, they shake your hand in a way that you got respect. And, like, it doesn't feel like people think of you as a kid. What do you do? And he goes, if you want to get that, you need to go to Texas and play for nothing. And he said, you go somewhere.
Shoot, he didn't play for nothing. He was charging us a lot.
He said, you go
I
down
used to sell tickets
play.
for his shows down here. Like, I had my logo on his tickets till he got too big for me. Now he wouldn't talk to me probably.
Oh, I think he talked to you.
He was my best
he
friend
just
back
might have
then.
to do it like he might be like you can't get within 100 yards.
I told him last time I saw him though, I was like, "It's okay, Cody. You don't have to talk to me." I said, "But I'll see you on the way back down." He looked at me like, "You son of a gun." He respected it, I think, or maybe not. Either way, I said it. Yeah. It made me look cool. You want to do another song? You want to take a break?
I'll do another one.
Let's do another tune and then we'll take a break.
Let me see here. What we got going?
We got a lot of people on. Good morning, Dusty Star Williams.
Top of the morning
Dusty's
to
a great artist too. We play his stuff on
Dusty?
the radio. Dusty Star Williams.
He's awesome.
Where's he from?
He plays around Dallas a lot and Florida. He plays everywhere. He goes all over the place.
Nah, I thought I met somebody named Dusty in Midland one time.
Roving
Maybe.
troubadours.
I can't remember.
That was probably when he jumped off the stage like a chicken.
Oh,
Wait, was that?
was he dressed like a chicken?
No, wait, I'm thinking of Pure Country. Never mind.
Yeah.
Dusty. Go on. Get out of here.
Don't get out of here.
Best and worst movie ever. I feel like it's our generation's Urban Cowboy. Like, terrible movie, but also amazing.
At the same time, I'm gonna get the license plate on my truck. I'm gonna get it. You know better. Well, that's a slang, but you know better to talk to me when I'm hurting like this.
Ain't got no gas in it. Mm-hmm.
Let me see what I can do.
French fried
this one.
taters.
This
Mustard.
is matching gasoline.
Ain't got no gas in
I know what's wrong with it. Ain't got no gasoline in it.
I can't wait to see somebody with a Tesla broke down and just pull up to him and go,
Ain't got no gas in it.
It's worse, so they got the generator in the back of it.
Oh, yeah.
This feels like extra hoops, though.
That's a great setup for this song.
Well, look out, honey, I'm telling you what you are missing with something that is powerfully hot. Well, just take this hand and I'll show you what I mean. I'm like throwing a match on a can of gasoline. I'm like burning fire that you can't put out. Oh, 100% man, girl, there ain't no doubt. If you want something real that you can't touch, well, try your luck, darling, 'cause it don't take much. Well, these hot kisses are blowing your mind like TNT. If you play your cards right, then you're surely believing with me. And I ain't easy, I'm telling you right. We can make an explosion like a stick of dynamite. I'm like thunder and lightning rolled into one. Well, let's hit them honky tonks and go and have a little fun. We'll fall on by the house to some candle dim light. Gonna make all them wrong things feel alright. I'ma start a little fire in your poor heart. Well, there ain't nothing to it if you know where to start. So take your chance, darling, and come get what you need. And I'll be the match to your can of gasoline. Well, these hot kisses are blowing your mind like TNT. If you play your cards right, then you'll surely believe in with me. And I ain't easy, I'm telling you right. We can make an explosion like a stick of dynamite. Well, these hot kisses are blowing your mind like TNT. But if you play your cards right, then you'll surely believe in with me. And I ain't easy, I'm telling you right. We can make an explosion like a stick of dynamite. Well, I ain't easy, I'm telling you right. We can make an explosion like a stick of dynamite.
Yeah.
Awesome, man. I lost it. I heard like turkey out here.
That was awesome.
Yeah, that's what it sounds like. Happens to the worst of us too, Cody Johnson.
Oh man, it's good stuff. All right, we're gonna take a break, grab some coffee, and rest up a little bit. We'll come back and do some more. You can find all the links to listen and watch on our webpage at TexasHomegrownRadio.com.